Hey Track Gang, what's going on in this week's episode of the Boeville in Newtown? Well, it's right over here. Stand by and we'll get into what's happening this week. Well, hello, Track Gang, and welcome to episode 18 for 2023. It happens to be May 23rd, Tuesday to be exact. Sorry about last week. Trying to get things together for the end of the season, our end of season bowling party, and unfortunately, I just realized that my external battery pack, and of course, as soon as I turn that back on, and the light wants to come on, the external battery pack that I've got, I didn't charge it here recently, and it's down to 1 bar. So I got to leave the ring light off so I can go ahead and get this done. I'm going to start off with a little bit of a interesting little thing. I'm sure we've all heard it takes a village. Sometimes it takes a village to go ahead and build one of these things. As I mentioned after the Great Scale Model Train Show, a buddy of mine had dropped off or had given me some locomotives to look at, and when I started digging into them, I realized that I needed traction tires, and I didn't have many more. Well, first, John Benacki goes ahead and sends me a mail call. He actually hit me up on email and said, hey, I think I've actually got some. I don't use them. If you want them, you can have them. So I've got to, I'm sure, well, I'll get a letter in here too. Hey, look at that. I'll have to look at that here in a minute. Okay, well that's thanks, John. The reason why I'm laughing is because sorry for Oh, okay, very nice, John. I will I will keep to myself. Okay, he sent me a brand new package of 505 traction tires. Now, what's funny is right after he sends me an email, I get another email. And this one comes from, of course, Mr. Joe Rader over at the Black Rock Central. And he says, hey, I've got some stuff over here. If you want to come over, take a look at it, see if it's something that you need and can use, you can have. I'm like, okay, great. You can have it. So he had a package of traction tires and then another bag of traction tires. And then, so that I can work on the rest of Rodney's BL2s, we've got 4 sets of gears. So that'll at least get one of the BL2s back up and running. What really irks me, though, is at this point, I sent an email to Walters 3 weeks ago. I guess it's been. Haven't heard a word. When I asked them about the motor for the 2 BL2s, they got back to me in a hurry, probably because of the fact that the motors cost $30 a shot. The gears, on the other hand, are warranty repair. So keep that in mind. I may have to go ahead and look on and go into some other routes to see if I can find the axle gears for these BL2s to get every one but those 2 back up and running, because we got 2 of them that are going to end up being dummies. I'm going to stop here for a second because I came across something else. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, so when we got done with the Great Scale Model Train Show, and I came back here to the house, and I was showing the 3 locomotives that my buddy Eric had sent over to be repaired. And one of them really had me intrigued. I was trying to figure out what exactly this is. I'm going to turn it so you can see the upper, and I'm going to rotate it back. Now, what I found out through some investigation is that this is an SDP-40. Well, what the heck is an SDP-40? The SDP-40, or the SD-40, I'm sure you all are well aware of an SD-40 or an SD-40-2, this is the same locomotive. The difference is the back. And of course with the lights, this little area here, that's a steam generator. This is a passenger locomotive. Now what's even funnier is the Chicago Northwestern, the Chicago Northwestern actually never had an SDP-40, at least according to Wikipedia. I don't trust them 100%, but that's what they say. So, there's going to be some things. I'm not going to be doing much this week. My brother's family is supposed to be coming over here this weekend, which reminds me, I'm probably going to say it again before the end of this video, but I'll remind everybody again that Nisi is taking over Sidetrack Sunday for me this week. Because of the fact that my family is coming down from, they're not far, but they're coming down, and I don't know how long they're going to stay. I hope they stay all day, to be perfectly honest. We're going to start right around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, and goodness knows when they're going to leave. And like I said, I don't see them that often, so you know what, they can stay as long as they want. I'm hoping they stay quite a while, but we'll see what happens. So there is a few things that I am going to do on the railroad itself. I want to clean some things up, make sure that the track is all good and clean, which it's funny, I was talking, or had a thing, I posted something, or somebody had posted something the other day on Facebook about, what's everybody using for track cleaning. And I know that this is a hot topic. I know it's a sore subject for some. It's a hot topic altogether. But believe it or not, and I mentioned this to the group that came over here back in April, when the whole thing started about using the odorless mineral spirits and the no-ox. Now, I haven't used no-ox on here. I have used the odorless mineral spirits, and I use the odorless mineral spirits on the locomotives as well. I haven't cleaned the track since then, and I've actually started going back through my videos to try and figure out when I actually cleaned the track last, because I don't remember. So that's a good thing. That's an awesome thing. But like I said, that's kind of what's going to be happening. I've got a couple things that are also going to be going on. I've got some prep to do for something else that's coming up. And I want to do something that I haven't done in a while. And of course, folks can probably sit here and laugh all they want, and jeer and poke and whatever. But I'm going to do a review video on those 2 Mantua locomotives that I got from Anthony. Now, a lot of people would be saying, why bother? They're DC. They're also 30 years old. Very, very good points in both directions. However, you have to remember too that these are collectible locomotives. Unlike some of the things that we talk about on here, these actually do have certificates and so on and so forth. And I want to kind of go over that and kind of explain that. The problem is I know somewhere in this basement I've got the advertisement when I bought the President Washington and the Crescent Limited. Unfortunately, doesn't have that program or that pamphlet. So I'm going to have to go digging down here and see if I can find it before I actually do that video. But that'll be coming, not this week, but sometime in the future. So I'm going to stop here so I can go ahead and get this battery charged. And if I come up across something, which I probably will, I'm going to go ahead and try and work on these locomotives. But we'll be back. All right, Eric. Sir, here is that C&O BL2, the HM one. I have to take a look at the light in that one, but that one's running, and a little noisier. But the C-liner runs as well. Now, before I turn off the camera here, as I was telling folks in the last vlog or earlier in this one that everybody else would probably see these things run before you get a chance to. Well, here we are. And finally, the SDP-40. And that's an Athearn unit. Old Athearn unit, but an Athearn unit nonetheless. Okay, so that was a short snippet, and just to let you know, I did figure out what was wrong with the BL2 with its light. It was, since it was flashing, it was just loose. I didn't pay any attention to that when I had it apart the first time. Just to let you know, I'm going to be working on a couple of Rodney's BL2s, not tonight. I'm going to hold off on that because I've got to kind of clean things up down here. My brother and his family are coming down this weekend, as I've mentioned a couple times. So I'm going to try and pack some of this mess away, clean things up down here a little bit, so that way we can maybe, just maybe run some trains down here this weekend. We'll see. If I get something going, I may go ahead and do a recording of that, or I may go live. I doubt that I'll go live. It'll probably be a recording, but it is what it is. Other than that, we're going to stop here, and happy Memorial Day. I shouldn't say happy Memorial Day. That's a terrible thing to do. I've never liked that because it's Memorial Day. And it's not Veterans Day. You don't thank the people that came home. You thank the ones that didn't make it home. You know, thinking of all my shipmates on the USS Arizona, for instance. So here's to Memorial Day. Remember the fallen, the ones that didn't make it home. You all know the deal. Wait for the eyeball. Green tracks ahead. Be safe. God bless. We will catch you all next time. See ya.